All right, here we're taking out a loan and we wanted to know when will it reach $55,000 or more. So if we think of our little equation here, our starting amount is $38,000, our principal. Our rate is 4.25%, so 0.0425. And then what's nice, this is compounded annually, so that's over 1. And then to the 1 times t, and so this is what we're trying to figure out, is how many years, how much time will it take. All right, so notice some of that kind of simplifies down pretty nicely on its own. 0.0425 divided by 1 is just 0.0425, and 1 plus 0.0425 just says 38,000, 1.0425, and we don't have to write 1t, we can just write t. All right, then picture what's their question. They want to know when will it reach, so be equal to 55,000, or it could be greater than 55,000. So now we have an inequality we can try to solve. So I probably divide both sides by 38,000, because notice it's multiplied out here. So if I divide this side by 38,000, that will cancel. Divide this side by 38,000. So you end up with 1.0425 to the t, greater than or equal to this divided by this, which gives us 1.4473. All right, now picture, because you have it down to just which exponent's going to make this work, and it tells you in it you want a whole number. You don't want to say like 3.1 years, then you want to say, okay, well, it'll take 4 years then. We don't have to hit 55,000 on the dot, we have to be 55,000 or above. So at first, I'll admit later on there are better ways to explicitly solve for t, but this is a really nice way to see what's actually going on, is just try some exponents. Like, yeah, I know if I put 1 here, I'll get the same thing back, so that's not big enough. So just try a couple different ones, and you can even kind of go like high, low, because you can tell if you pick something too small. So let's try, let's say, what happens after 5 years? So after 5 years, you get 1.2313. So that's too low, right? We want to end up 1.44 or greater. So let's go bigger and say maybe 10. So I get 1.5162. Let's see how this was too small and this was too big. So now I have it pretty narrowed down. I know there's somewhere between 5 and 10. And this one's not super close, so maybe you could try 6, 7. Let's try something like 8. And if it's too big, then try something smaller. So to the 8th gives us 1.3951, and obviously you're just doing that in your calculator. So that's a little bit too low, so let's try to the 9th. So it looks like to the 9th works, or is a little bit bigger than, oops, 4544. So this one's too low and this one's too high, but notice since they were looking for the greatest whole number, we know we can't pick anything that's a whole number between 8 and 9. So 8 was too low, 9 is for sure then the first whole number that's big enough to make this work. So then you can come back and say, okay, 9 years is the first time that's greater than or equal to 1.44, which makes your balance greater than or equal to 55,000. You can even put the 9 back in the original equation, make sure you're more than 55,000, but just try some stuff for the exponent. With your calculator, it only takes a second, right, to just type in some different exponents.